Alright, hello citizens of the Nigerverse, it's Niger once again, and this is going to be another predictions video. Now, I try to be as honest as I can be on the channel, right? Now, granted, I think there is such a thing as being too honest sometimes, but, I'm not afraid to be honest about things, and I'm not afraid to admit when I messed up and made a mistake. And that I'm doing right here, right now, because I forgot this was happening today. like, admittedly, I went into Triller TV. This is literally how I found out. I went into Triller TV because the next event we're going to review, that's going to get pushed back until next week, of course. But I was going in to see how long that would be so I can kind of plan things out. And that's when I saw this, and it being bundled with Wrestle Kingdom 19, New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 19, and them having it like back to back is a little bit crazy, but yeah. So that's when I saw this, and that's when it hit me. I pretty much had like a not even a Winter Soldier flashback. I had like one of those freaking Logan flashbacks where I remembered them announcing this event. I forgot when that was taking place, but it's here tonight. So yeah. So here is Wrestle Dynasty. AEW's Wrestle Dynasty. And now it's not even called AEW Wrestle Dynasty. It's just called Wrestle Dynasty. And I think because it's got some crossover, we've got all kinds of promotions here. We got New Japan Pro Wrestling, we got AEW, we got CMLL, we got Ring of Honor, which is technically kind of like AEW, essentially, and we got Stardom. So everybody's coming together, everybody's here. Now, granted, does that mean I technically could skip this event? Maybe, but I made a vow that I would watch and review the AEW pay-per-views, and I'm gonna see it through. All of them. I probably missed one or two, but or at least the current ones. But kind of coming together. I guess technically this is my first. This will be my first event. Obviously not my first event for AEW, but this will be my first event essentially for all these other for that being New Japan, CMLL, Ring of Honor, and Stardom. So yeah, everybody's coming together. It's a big crossover event, a bigger crossover event than Smash Brothers. Move Out of the Way, I Fight Shelby Marks, or I Party with Victorious, or any other crossover you can think of, or Jimmy Power Hour, or I think that's exactly what it was called, the crossover between Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents. But nevertheless, as we got our card here, quite the card, and it's still kind of incomplete, as we'll get to, but of course, we got a card here, so we're going to go through match by match, and I'm going to determine who I think is going to win here. Now, admittedly, because there's a lot of these people are from other companies that I don't really watch necessarily, I might be a little bit in the dark here. I'm not going to lie. But I'm still interested to see how things unfold here. So we have two pre-show matches. The first being a final four-way match for the International Women's Cup, with the winner receiving a women's championship match from the participating promotion of their choosing. Considering this is a International Women's Cup, which means a tournament of some kind, meaning it's something with kind of a big deal. I'm looking to see if I see any other like cups, stuff like that. Shouldn't this probably be on the main show? But I guess we do have quite a bit on the main show as well. But nevertheless, we have Willow Nightingale, we have Persephone, we have Willow Nightingale from AEW, we have Persephone from CMLL, we have Athena from Ring of Honor, and we have Momo Watanabe from Stardom. So, like I said, I'm probably gonna be in the dark. Not really familiar with Persephone or Momo Watanabe. I have heard of them, of course, or more so in passing, but gotta check out the highlights. I'm a little bit behind, admittedly. Willow and Athena, of course, Athena, the current is she not Ring of Honor Women's Champion anymore? No, she lost it. Who did she lose it to? You know what? I was gonna try to recall from memory, but screw it, we're cheating. Who did she? Athena defended her title against Starks, and then Ring of Honor. Athena kicked Nair out of MIT. Nair almost cost her. So she is women's champion. Yes. Yeah, current Ring of Honor women's champion. But they get a championship match from the Pacific promotion of their. Oh my God, I'm dumb. and this is happening live on air. Oh my God. I pretty much. I'm a little bit slow. So I guess even if they're like the champions from their brand, like Athena is, she's Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She can battle, say the the CMLL Women's Champion, or the Star Women's Champion, or the AEW Women's World Champion. Okay, hey, I see how that works. I kind of flubbed. I kind of botched a little bit on air. I had pretty much had my Psycho Sid moment, and we're saying, we're live, pal. But okay. Hey, so now that I am no longer confused, who do I think is going to win? The thing is because I'm unfamiliar with the others, I'm trying not to go for just the choice that you know, because that can cloud your judgment. And that being said, though, Willow Nightingale going after the AEW Women's World Champion, and that currently being Mariah May, would be pretty cool to see. So I might go with Willow Nightingale there. If they want to bring Athena back up to AEW TV, although I think with where Ring of Honor is, and her being one of the only good parts about Ring of Honor, I think she should stay with Ring of Honor for now. But yeah, I think I am gonna go with Willow Nightingale. And then this next one is the second pre-show match is for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, as the Sons of Texas, that being Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, defend against House of Torture, that being Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Who, if I do mispronounce any of these names, I do apologize. But of course, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, and they were on the pre-show for AEW events, and now they're on the pre-show for this event as well. Honestly, AEW and their handling of Ring of Honor, that could be its own separate video. But as for this one, I'm tempted to go with them. I don't think they're going to drop them to the New Japan team. I believe House of Torture is still affiliated with New Japan, if I'm not mistaken. At this point in time, but I don't think they're gonna drop them there, especially with Dustin Rhodes, who's now re-signing with AEW, who I just recently. Yeah. However, if this means House of Torture, or which I do know Jack Perry was a part of for while he was in New Japan. So but if they if this is their way of kind of bringing them to AEW TV or even Ring of Honor for a little bit, then I could see it going that way. But I think I'm gonna stick with the Sons of Texas. But next up, an 8-man lucha gauntlet match for New Japan wrestlers and 4 CMLL wrestlers to be announced. Okay, that unfortunately that doesn't really do much for me. But I'm tempted to probably go with the New Japan guys. Or let me see if this refresh, because sometimes they like to add things day of, and nope, nothing yet. But I do know they like to add stuff like that last minute. And I do know sometimes they add matches last minute, but nevertheless, I'm not sure which side to go for. So I might end up going with the New Japan side. Because we are in New Japan territory, but CMLL has been getting kind of a focus, especially on AEW TV. I know they had matches, stuff like that, especially around last year, so I could go with that. But can you tell I'm a little flustered here, or being caught off guard by the pay-per-view and not quite knowing too much about the other promotions? And I admit this is probably my wake-up call to finally broaden my horizons. But next up, Hiroshi Tanahashi, he battles Katsuyori Shibata in a grappling match. So not entirely sure what a grappling match is, but I am interested to see it. Of course, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the president of New Japan, and Kazuyoshi Shibata out of the wrestler now in AEW. So we are seeing a match like this where it's AEW and New Japan crossover, or them going head to head. So we're gonna see a few more or matches like that. But as for this match, I'm tempted to go with Tanahashi here. Again, and kind of home soil, but I know others. I don't necessarily want to say outsiders, but from other promotions, because obviously they're being brought in for this event. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Tanahashi here. But then next up, in winner takes all action for in a winner takes all match, I should say, for the Strong Women's Championship and the Undisputed British Women's Championship, Mercedes Moné battles against Mina Shirakawa. This is for her, like I said, this is for both the New Japan Strong Women's Championship and the Undisputed British Women's Championship. 3 belts, Moné. We might see, but considering Mina Shirakawa more closely affiliated with Stardom, just had to make sure it wasn't. Had to make sure I had the right promotion. But her being closer to her being in Stardom, I should say, versus Mercedes Moné being part AEW. I think I could see them going with Mercedes Moné to keep her undefeated streak going, but I think I'm gonna go with Mina Shirakawa here. But potentially 3 belts Moné. So her potentially walking around with 3 belts like Kenny Omega did for a little bit. Which I was gonna say, speaking of which, but we're not quite there yet. But then next up, David Finlay battles Brody King. So of course, David Finlay part of New Japan, and like I said, more New Japan AEW crossover. Brody King, part of House of Black. I think I mentioned before how it's interesting, and it's interesting that we're not in dark mode. There we go. But it's interesting to see House of Black doing more, or kind of go. Excuse me. Wow, I am all over the place. This is a bit. Sorry for being a bit unkempt here, or in a way somewhat unprofessional. I've been caught off guard, but we're gonna power through it. But it is interesting to see Brody King and the other members of House of Black kind of doing solo endeavors. Brody King's in this match here. Malachi Black was going out to the TNT Championship, but that was last year against Adam Copeland. And but as for this match, I think I might go with. Let's see. My gut's telling me go with Brody King, get him a big win here. So I think I'm gonna go with Brody King. But then next up, Shota Umino battles Claudio Castagnoli. So of course, Claudio Castagnoli, part of the Death Rider, so I could make the argument to kind of keep that faction, their momentum going, and so I could argue Claudio here, but Shota Umino, I believe was at Forbidden Door, more of that crossover there. I know he has wrestled for AEW previously, but I think I'm going to go with Claudio here. And next up for the Never Openweight Championship and the AEW International Championship, you have Konosuke Takeshita, the Alpha, battles the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii. So I know Ishii has been a bit more regularly, in a way, making appearances for AEW, but not sure if he's going to take the International Championship from the Alpha here. So I think I'm going to go with Konosuke Takeshita here. Then next up, in a 3-way match for the vacant IWGP Tag Team Championships, it's the United Empire, that being the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, battle the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, and LIJ. that being Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. So, the Young Bucks, looks like, are getting back into the ring here. I know they kind of took a bit of a hiatus after losing the AEW World Tag Team Championships. But will they win the IWGP Tag Team Championships here? There's a chance they might. Who knows? Maybe the Elite will do a clean sweep here. Technically, Omega's not part of the Elite anymore. He got kicked out, but I think I'm gonna go with LIJ here getting the win. Either LIJ or United Empire. I don't think it's going to go to the Bucks, but I think I'm going to go with... something tells me to go with LIJ here. But then next up, for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, speaking of the Elites, Yota Tsuji, he takes on the scapegoat, Jack Perry. Now, Jack Perry, kind of having some tensions with the Elite, not really coming to his aid, especially in his feud against Daniel Garcia. So, will we see that carried over into this match here? Will we see that story, kind of bleed into this match here? We will have to wait and see, but I think I'm going to go with Yota Tsuji here. I believe that's how it's pronounced, is Yota Tsuji. He, retaining the Global Heavyweight Championship. Next up, a match that a lot of people are excited to see, and one that they've heavily been promoting from this show. Recognizing that they talked about this match, especially when Kenny Omega returned at World's End, and probably should have been the indicator that it was happening here, but I thought it was happening on the Wrestle Kingdom show, but nope, it's happening here. So this is technically Kenny Omega's AEW return, at least in ring. Kenny Omega is battling Gabe Kidd. Now, Omega and Gabe Kidd have been kind of going back and forth, and I know it's gotten a little bit personal, if I'm understanding correctly. So it definitely comes down to here. Considering this Omega's big return, I don't think he's going to lose his big return match here. So I think I'm going to go with Omega. But this one I'm interested to see. And last, certainly not least, and do keep in mind, this is just the order that this is just the order of how it is on the card. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll be the final order come showtime. But finally, for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Zack Sabre Jr. defends against Ricochet. Now Ricochet kind of going through an interesting change, kind of becoming more of a violent heel. He just stabbed the crap out of Swerve with some golden scissors and beat him down. That's what you get for TPing him, Swerve. But we'll see what this new attitude does for Ricochet and his character development. But do I think it'll lead to an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship win here against Zack Sabre Jr.? I'm not entirely sure, but it'll still be interesting to see, but I think I am going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. here, ZSJ, if you will. Now, as for what I think will probably be the strongest and weakest match of the night, the strongest I think will probably be Omega versus Kid, or the last match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet. That one looks especially enticing. As for what the weakest will be, I'm not entirely sure. That Unfamiliar Waters is kind of the name of the game here. So for now, I'll kind of keep that on the back burner. I won't necessarily go for a weakest match here just yet. But nevertheless, that is the predictions. I'm interested to see what happens on the card, but otherwise, yeah, it's kind of caught me a bit off guard. But that's why I always say expect the unexpected. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications. Every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Wrestle Dynasty. Will you be watching Wrestle Dynasty? And what are your predictions for Wrestle Dynasty? And anything I messed up, anything I should know, kind of fill in the blanks, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And I would actually encourage you to let me know in the comments. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.